up right now. A ridiculous audience.
So
love you guys.
It's your ridiculous party. Is what it is.
No. Yes. I'm a registered independent.
Yes.
No, we're not playing this fucking game.
Yes.
No, I'm a registered independent.
You've always voted for a Democrat president. You're a registered Democrat.
No.
You've always voted for a Democratic president.
I'm a registered
Have
independent.
you ever voted for a Republican president?
No, I haven't.
Don't hide around the bush. You never have. You've always voted for left. So that's the party.
But I'm a registered independent.
But you can be.
You think I was going to vote for fucking John McCain?
You think
I was going to vote for fucking Donald Trump at that time?
You can be a registered anything.
I'm an independent.
You're a Democrat.
In this video, Patrick Bet David gets into a heated argument with his co-host Adam Sosnick on the PBD Podcast. Patrick Bet David begins the conversation talking about Barack Obama's sexuality, but somehow the conversation devolves even further with PBD accusing Adam Sosnick of being a full-blown Democrat. With that, let's watch Patrick Bet David go off on his co-host for being a low-down, dirty Democrat.
I don't wake up in the morning wondering if Barack Obama's gay or not. That's his wife's problem. It's not my problem. They need to figure that part out. My concern is more deeper than that. Your name is Tucker Carlson. Mm-hmm. You got 5,000 people that you can interview that's going to be interesting people to interview. What the hell are you doing interviewing this guy?
Thank you. That was my next point.
But actually go.
Yeah, why?
Go. Why? Why are you doing it?
That's a great...
Are you doing it because, let's go through all different angles. One, are you doing it because, I've always wanted to do this interview. Fox never let me do it. I'm putting it into, Fox's face. Okay, cool. That could be a possibility. Check. I believe it. Two, are you doing it because you are on the inside and you have friends across media company everywhere? A lot of people that maybe were editors, maybe were insiders, worked at Fox, now they're at CNN, now they're at MSNBC. And somebody saw a memo or a link or a story or a conference call or a meeting that leaked and the door wasn't fully closed that said, hey, Michelle Obama's running for office. Mm-hmm. Okay. What happened?
Nothing. I'm asking Rob to do a poll to see if our audience thinks Obama is gay.
I already did. I can tell you that we have over 2,000 votes. 77% of the audience believes that Barack Obama smoked crack and had gay sex with
Bingo. Now I know who we're working with out there. Good to know, guys.
Yeah.
Go ahead, but
77% chance. You're at 30%. I'm at 2%.
Can I make my point?
I'd say Patrick Bet David's first claim suggesting that I don't care if Obama is gay or not. I think that's probably the right attitude to have. That's his business. As to why Tucker Carlson would interview someone that made those claims, PBD's right to question that because I love Tucker Carlson, man. I think he's great. He's not perfect by any means, but I like him a lot. And he has the ability to get some really big interviews. So I don't know why he'd be so interested in that. And I can't really think of any good reasons, even if he found out from some insider that Michelle Obama is running for something, to try to root through somebody's sexual history to have a gotcha does seem kind of sleazy. But the only hypothesis that I can posit is that maybe Tucker Carlson feels that he has definitive proof that he is gay and that he has smoked crack. And if all that information comes out to be true, I think it would be interesting to see the left's response and how they react to that type of information. It would actually be kind of fun to see how they spin it. But let's see if we get more information here.
Fired up right now. A ridiculous audience.
So
love you guys.
It's your ridiculous party. Is what it is.
No. Yes. I'm a registered independent.
Yes.
No, we're not playing this fucking game.
Yes.
No, I'm a registered independent.
You've always voted for a Democrat president. You're a registered Democrat.
No.
You've always voted for a Democratic president.
I'm a registered independent.
Have you ever voted for a Republican president?
No, I haven't.
Don't hide around the bush. You never have. You've always voted for left. So that's the party.
But I'm a registered independent.
But you can be.
You think I was going to vote for fucking John McCain?
You think
I was going to vote for fucking Donald Trump at that time?
You can be a registered anything.
I'm an independent.
You're a Democrat. You voted Democrat your entire life.
You're a Republican.
No, I voted for Clinton.
Yeah.
I voted for Clinton. I have voted for Clinton.
So that's your out.
Absolutely.
Okay, got it.
I have voted for left and right. You've not. So no, because the position you take.
Yes.
The position you take.
What's the position?
Your position is I'm not going to play this. I'm not going to play this. Your political party.
No.
Your political party that you voted for your entire life.
Yes.
Your political party.
Even though I'm a registered independent.
Your political party that you have voted for your entire life is embarrassed of this story of, God forbid, Barack Obama being gay. And they're the same ones that push about people, supporting LGBTQ. What's wrong with that? That is absolutely insanely embarrassing from one perspective, okay? When I'm giving, and I'm being reasonable to you, saying you, Karen McDougal for me was 70-80%. I'm at 30% with this guy, not a 70.
Yeah, so I think when the PBD podcast started, Adam was pretty entrenched in being a Democrat. And now I think he thinks because he registered as an independent that he can completely disassociate with the Democrat Party, because I'm sure the audience, as conservative as the PBD podcast is overall and the other co-hosts, I'm sure the audience was giving Adam a ton of grief. So I think maybe he just changed his party affiliation to independent because he was saying to Patrick Bet-David, oh, so that's your out because you voted for Clinton? I think being registered as an independent is his out to say, oh, I'm not a Democrat, because it's embarrassing. And I couldn't articulate it as well as I wanted earlier, but getting back to what I said about how the left would react to this type of story, that's exactly what I meant, is they're all about people being whatever they want, doing whatever they want. Gay is wonderful, trans is wonderful. So the question is, why are they embarrassed about this story? Shouldn't Barack Obama be celebrated and encouraged to wave his flag high in the air? So to me, it's embarrassing that they're embarrassed. But one thing I didn't mention earlier is if it turns out, first of all, that he smoked crack, it just taints this godlike image the Democrat Party has created for Barack Obama, because they have no leaders. They cling to him for everything. I mean, he was out there campaigning for Kamala because they had nobody else to do it. Then as I thought about it for a second, the real embarrassment for the party would be that this guy we held up as our messiah, not only his career, but his entire life has been a lie. And there have been a lot of questionable things about Barack Obama throughout the years, and they never really seem to stick. And I don't think this will probably stick either. It's not unreasonable to be suspicious, because what's he portrayed as? A family man, a man's man. Remember, he plays basketball, so he's cool. The father figure, talking down to young men and telling them why they should vote for a woman. You know, all that stuff would be erased. Everything would have been a lie. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious already that Barack Obama has done a lot of unscrupulous things in his life. You don't have a net worth like his just from your salary of being president, or even just doing speaking engagements. You know what I mean? Just like the Clintons. Just like many politicians, both sides of the aisle, I'll be fair. But politically, career-wise, he's into some shady stuff. And I have no idea if these stories are true. If they're not true, I'd say, okay. But if they were true, I wouldn't say, oh my gosh. It wouldn't be that big of a surprise to me with as much lying as I think that man and that family and that party do on a daily basis. Anyway, let's get back to the video.
80%? I'm telling you, I'm 30%.
He's at 100, though. Our audience is at 70%.
That's his opinion.
I could have my opinion.
Okay. Where are you at?
I'm at 2%.
Okay, great. That's where you are.
Okay.
But let me go back.
I have the judgment to say that it's not zero.
The next time,
that's great.
if you want him to run a poll, text him. Say if you want to run a poll. I'm making a point while I'm saying with Tucker, you causing me to lose my train of thought. I'm in the middle of it here telling you right now. Number one is, why is he doing it? You got 5,000 people to choose from. They can interview. So are you doing it because you want to put it back into Fox? Number two, are you doing it because you're worried Michelle Obama's running for right now for office? So it's like, let me kind of put this out there. I don't know. Is it number three? Are you doing number three because Obama never gave you an interview and you're like, oh, okay, you don't want to give me an interview? No problem. Here's what I'm going to do to you. I don't give a shit if I ever interview you. Here's my vengeance back at you. Great. Number four, are you doing it because mainstream media covered everything on Russia collusion for 3.5 years and smart guys like him believed it, and many other people believed that was actually happening until 3.5 years later, report comes out, oh, it never happened. It was actually funded by Hillary Clinton. Oh, move on. Let's go to a different story. And we have to all follow a lead and move to the next story. Yeah, maybe that's why you're doing it.
If you like watching videos like this one, like and subscribe. We'd really appreciate it. Let's get back to the video.
Because mainstream media was full of shit during COVID, and there's a couple people that lost a lot during COVID. One of them is mainstream media. They lost credibility. Never has the word fake news been used until COVID showed up, and Trump showed up, and Russia showed up, and then people realized, you know what, this fake news thing is real. Credibility of how much Americans believe the media is the lowest it's ever been. Not in the last 10 years, not in the last 20. It's ever been in the history of America, because they're full of shit and the American people are sick of it. And you're starting to notice people are going to get their news from a freaking podcast. We're not journalists. We didn't go to Columbia University and be fed the same bullshit that everybody else was being fed. We're sitting here like regular people saying, why the hell are you lying to us so much? Are we supposed to believe all of this stuff is true and you only investigate the people from one side and not the other side? Is that what we're supposed to sit here and believe? No. We also want to ask certain questions. I don't know why Tucker did this interview. This makes no sense to do this
Can I ask
interview.
you a question,
Yeah,
Pat?
of course.
Do you think this helps or hurts Tucker?
I'd like to think that Tucker Carlson wouldn't do an interview like that just for vengeance sake, like Patrick Bet-David was saying, maybe because he'd never do an interview with him or something like that. But, you know, all I have is Tucker Carlson's public image. I don't know what he's like behind closed doors. He may be extremely petty. But I guess my thought is I would never pry into someone's life to try to out them as gay or doing drugs. You know, we all don't want to be judged on the worst things that we've ever done in our lives. But this man has been the centerpiece of the Democrat Party. He was voted into office, not just for his policies, but for his image as well. And if there are credible sources behind this, I think this is a special case, and I think if there are credible sources behind this and someone's relatively confident that they can prove it, I think the American people need to know, were they lied to about this image that was created to put a man in office that arguably did more damage to our country, especially along the lines of race, than any president in history? But we want to hear from you. What do you all think? Did Barack Obama smoke crack, and is he gay? And what do you think about that tiff between PBD and Adam? Is Adam protesting a little too much? Is he an in-the-closet Democrat? Let us know in the comments. Anyway, as always, really appreciate you watching, and we will see you on the next one.